Nosgoth decides to let the vampires have the home court advantage, Skyforge amps up the hype with the Cryomancer reveal, ArcheAge announces closed beta 2, and why doesn't Riot just make a League of Legends movie already? What's happening, guys? James Blunt here with MMOHuts.com with a quick weekly recap for MMO news and announcements for the week ending July 28, 2014. And for our first bit of news, if you didn't know it was summer for any reason at all, Tera Rising plans to let you know with a new music video showing off their 2014 swimsuit collection. According to Inmass, the summer beach party in Tera is in full swing, and the new swimsuits are on sale from now until August 20th. This year's collection brings in plenty of new accessories, and as you can see from the video here, some pretty weird ones as well. However, this new video kind of makes me want to go to the beach though, but I don't think that's what they're going for. Next up, it looks like Swordsman Online is ready to hit that launch button. Tomorrow, in fact, July 29th marks the day that Swordsman Online is leaving open beta and officially launching. According to Perfect World Entertainment's recent announcement, the launch features a new patch streamlining the player experience and also bringing in new player content, such as the new Demon Pit event, which of course is a new instance where players fight waves of enemies that get increasingly more difficult as they go deeper and deeper into the pit. In other PvE news, Neverwinter introduces the scaly Dragonborn race just in time for the 4th module, Tyranny of Dragons. On August 14th, the race will be playable via the DragonBorn Legend Pack that will also feature several other items exclusive to that race. Well, for the most part. The pack will include a race change token that will allow a one-time account-wide unlock that lets players change their existing characters to the Dragonborn race while retaining their level and in-game items. There are lots of items like this in the pack, including a new artifact that allows players to breathe fire. And the Dragonborn players do extra damage, so sadly, players picking up this pack will actually have a slight advantage to those who have not. The Legend Pack is on sale currently for $75 opposed to its normal price of $99. Also last week, MMOHuts got an exclusive trailer for the Cryomancer in Skyforge. We were the first ones to actually get the trailer, and let me just say, the hype is real. The Cryo Generator, which is the weapon they use, is great for quick attacks on enemies both close and far. Not to mention great for controlling the entire battlefield. The reveal trailer shows the various abilities, and not only are they awesome looking, the magnitude itself is very impressive, especially on this one. I can say with this reveal, Skyforge may have just jumped to the top of my most anticipated list. Well, we figured it wouldn't take that long. The ArcheAge team has now confirmed the dates for the second closed beta test, and it starts this week on Wednesday, July 30th, and goes through August 4th. The other news here is that Tryon Worlds is working with the developer on ArcheAge, which is XL Games, on several points of player feedback, including the labor system, Arkham availability, ability queues, and mouse inverting. So it's nice to know they're listening, and that should help make an already good game even better. Keep a lookout for giveaways for Closed Beta 2. I can't confirm if we'll have any more before the 30th, but you will need a new Closed Beta 2 key in order to play in the second Closed Beta, so your first Closed Beta key will no longer work. And to answer another question I was getting a lot on the stream last Friday, you don't need to re-download the client if you were in the Closed Beta 1. It should just patch. That would be terrible if you had to re-download it, seeing that it's about 22 gigs in size. Oh, and also it looks like ArcheAge found its way to the Coming Soon section at Steam, so you can already pick up a Founders Pack there, and I can imagine once it launches eventually, you'll be able to download it directly through Steam. As you might know by now, FireFall launches this week on the 29th, but last week, Red 5 showed off one of FireFall's raid bosses that looks very ready to rock the launch. This raid boss is known as Kanaloa, and is also known as the second melding titan. Living at the heart of the Devil's Tusk volcano, Kanaloa is a giant melded lava worm, and that's not even the scary part. His lair is littered with elevated platforms that provide ample vantage points for players to rain down fire. However, as the fight progresses, the lava starts to rise, taking away more and more floor space until eventually, well, you get the idea. The nice part is this event is only one of many new things to come to FireFall at launch. Next up, Square Enix announced the release of its first vampire map for Nosgoth, called the Fane. And until now, all the maps were based around the human lands. The Fane is composed of temples and shrines dedicated to Raziel and Cain, so vampires now battle the humans here in order to prevent them from stealing their ancient secrets. And if you're interested, we've also got a link to some extensive lore behind the map at the MMOHuts news post. Definitely want to check that out. Next up, it looks like August 8th through the 17th marks the first closed beta event for Bandai Namco's Rise of Incarnates, a fighting game where players take on other players in acrobatic aerial assault and visceral ground-based combat, brutal super moves, and strategic environmental manipulation. This first closed beta test will run with 5 playable characters with the New York City and Paris levels in place. The test will also be a good time for players to explore the selection of in-game character customization options. Plenty of improvements have also been made to the game since alpha, so head over to the MMOHuts site post for all the details. Last week, Ubisoft put out a new video for Shootmania Storm, typically a buy-to-play title. The new video announced players could download a demo version of the game for free that gives you unlimited access for 48 hours after initial registration. This demo gets you access to all the community-created content, plus the single-player campaign missions. Now, the platform is designed to get you used to the basics, and of course interested enough to make the purchase. The game isn't going free to play or anything, but it is a nice way to try the game out before you may decide to buy it. Warface also released a new trailer last week featuring a new trailer park map that's supposed to take place in Nevada that looks fairly normal until you have a plane flyover, which kicks up all the dust, making the visibility pretty hard to deal with. This new map, along with a new game update, is expected sometime this week. Star Conflict has been pretty active with the news lately. Last week they released 2 new videos, one particular showing off what's being introduced and improved in update 0.11.5. In this new update we see a new map called Abandoned Complex, which you see footage of here in the video playing in the background, invasion mode improvements, and new items for invasion mode, of course. They've also introduced the improved interface and the usual bug fixes. A new hero enters the Storm last week in Blizzard's Heroes of the Storm, and this time it's Rehgar, the Shaman of the Earthen Ring. Rehgar has nearly perfectly rounded stats, but leans slightly more towards the utility and survivability side. His heroic abilities can either stir the blood of his allies, awakening an intense rage within them, giving them a temporary increase in attack damage and movement speeds, or one that allows him to heal multiple allies or focus a lot of heals on one ally. It seems like the heroes are entering the game quicker and quicker, and tons of changes have been made since the early tech alpha, so perhaps we'll see a more public beta not too far into the future. And for our final bit of news, Riot killed yet another popular limited time game mode this week. This one was all about Doom bots, a co-op game mode this time against some really scary tweaked out AI bots. In this game mode, the bots would be random, and so would their passives, making for some really interesting fights, not to mention some freaky ultis, like Mega Tibbers or more Malzahar Voidlings than you could ever know what to do with. I'm sure some are glad and some are sad that this is all over with. Either way, I can say plenty of spirits were lifted with the new Dawn cinematic. Our rare taste of League of Legends cinematic goodness gets better and better every time. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Check the giveaway section starting right now. It looks like we'll have some Orcs Must Die Unchained keys up for you guys. And who knows, we might get some more ArcheAge Closed Beta 2 keys. If you're looking for links to the news featured in this week's recap, check the description below or head over to MMOHuts.com/news for even more news. Feel free to discuss the news in the comments below or head over to MMOHuts.com/forums. But until next time guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm James Blonde. See you out there, gamers.